everyone, it's Elizabeth from Tech Out My Class, and I am so excited to share a brand new tech tool with you guys. This has just been sitting in the box waiting for me to dive into it, and I can't wait to share it. I've seen it all over social media. Teachers have been raving about it. I was able to see this at different conferences, see demonstrations, and I can't wait to try it for myself. So it's called Bloxels, and Bloxels is a chance for your students to build their very own video games and use simple coding and an iPad to create a game space of their very own. So the beauty of this is that there are so many opportunities to use this in the classroom. So just think, you're reading a book, you want your students to dive deeper into plot or the setting, have your students create the setting, create the characters in the book, and create their own video game based on that book. Studying historical figures, have them create the historical figure, include facts. There's even places where you can add facts and speech bubbles in it. Maybe even share current events, or, I mean, really, there's so many things that you can do with this game. All you need is this game, which I purchased for around $25 on Amazon, the app, which is free to download. You actually don't even need Bloxels to play with this app because you can build directly from the app, which is pretty cool. And if you are a teacher, they have this ready for you. So since I'm paperless, I have it on my phone. They have a teacher's guide. And this teacher's guide is full of lesson plan ideas, as well as how it connects to the Common Core standards, the next generation standards, as well as other state and local standards that you might use. So if you're a teacher, they got you covered. Really excited to dive into Bloxels. I can't wait to build my very own video game and share that with you. All right, so what do we have here? So it looks like I have Bloxels Challenges 1 and 2. Looks like it's a guide for how to get started. So this will come in handy later, as well as a build your own video game guide. So this is gonna kind of walk you through different characters that you can make, as well as, let's see here, how to build your game board. So I'm definitely gonna need this. But what I'm looking for is what each of the blocks mean. There you go. So here's just kind of an example of what the different blocks mean. So yellows are coins, purples are enemies. And then I can also download the Bloxels guidebook directly from my phone. So this comes with everything that I need to get started. So I also have in here my game board, which is basically a grid. This is where the blocks go. And I haven't even opened these yet. I have the colored blocks, each with their own meaning. And then, let's see, so here's the colors that it comes with. So this is what I'm gonna use to build my video game. So the first thing that I need to do with my Bloxels is build my terrain. So greens are my terrain. So using my board, I'm gonna use green, and I'm gonna come up with just my own little world. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop these babies open and go ahead and build my own video game. White blocks are the cool part. This is with these white blocks you can add dialogue. So anytime your character lands here, your students are able to code into this, in the video game that they're making, their own dialogue. Pretty cool. So this could be where you have pause points or historical facts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of these guys in. So now I have my game board. So using these blocks to make a simple coding system, my character is able to go through my game board, and basically I'm making the scenery for my very own video game. So I'm gonna go ahead and capture this using my iPad, and then I'm going to build my character and then actually play my game. All right, so I went ahead and I downloaded the Bloxels application on my iPad. So when I open it up, it looks something like this. Now this is capture your own hero. I haven't created my hero yet, so I'm gonna go ahead into this menu button right here. And I'm going to choose Game Builder, because I just built a game. It's gonna go ahead and load, and then this is gonna allow me to take a picture of my game board. Quick start new game. I'm gonna capture my own layout. So I'm gonna press capture layout right here. So it's gonna go ahead and load, and then now my camera is activated. So if you can see, I'm going to, with my iPad, scan my board, and that's gonna activate it. So now it's building my board like this. And then it says, does this look right? So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at my board and I'm gonna say, yes, it does look like my board. So I'm gonna hit the check mark. All right, and now here's my board right here and I wanna use this. I'm ready to build a character. So since we are talking about STEM, I'm gonna choose none other than Albert Einstein to be my historical figure that I'm gonna build this video game around. So here he is, what do you think? Look, it's the spitting image of Albert, isn't it? So I'm gonna take this character, I'm gonna scan it into the Bloxels app, and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna add some historical facts about Albert Einstein's life, so that way if someone were to play my video game, they would learn about Albert Einstein along the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my app ready, and put this guy in there. This is the game that I created, but now I wanna add my character, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to press the character button, which is right up here. So each of these buttons are different things you can build. You can also build animations. You can build some backgrounds, so different trees, mountains, that sort of thing, but then I want the character. And then you can see here, I can either build it directly on here, but since I have it on my board, I'm going to take a picture of my board, so I'm gonna press the camera button. And then, just like I did before, I'm gonna go ahead and hold it over my game board. And it's gonna capture it, and then it's gonna go ahead and build my character for me. And then I'm gonna decide, just like I did with the other thing, if this looks like my character. And yes, it does look just like my character, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the check button. So here's my character right here, pretty cool. So now I can use this with my game. So this application is so user-friendly, it took me no time at all to figure out how to add my Albert Einstein facts. So here's what I do. I'm on my layout right now, and if you remember, I added these white blocks, and if you remember, the white blocks are where you can add your speech bubbles. So all I need to do is I need to press this configure button right here, and then each of these, there's little arrows pointing. Now I'm gonna configure each of these and decide what I wanna put on there. So I'm gonna simply click on the white block, and it says start telling story here. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in a fact about Albert Einstein. All right, so I went ahead and I entered in how I want to start my game, because if you notice, I put the white cube at the beginning of the game. So here's my fact. I said, or I guess it's not really a fact, this is kind of an introduction to the game. So I said, Albert Einstein was a famous scientist. Play this game to help him discover a new scientific theory. So basically what I'm doing with this game is I'm creating a way, my thought process is I'm going to create a game where that students can play. And as they play, they're going to help Einstein create a new scientific theory and learn about his scientific theories along the way. I don't know, I think that sounds kind of cool to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to save that in there. And then I have more of these white blocks, so again, I'm simply going to press on the white block, and then I can enter some more information there. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to do that right now, but in the future, if I wanted to really build and code this game the way I wanted to, I can go ahead and add more facts to that. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and press the play button because I'm going to play my video game. There you go, there he goes. Yay! So I have a checkpoint, and that's where my little bubble comes up. And there you go, I have my very own video game using Bloxels. So I had a lot of fun making this. I hope that you use Bloxels in your classroom. I think that your students would absolutely love it. Think of all the ways that you can use this in your classroom. Relate it to historical figures like I did, my Albert Einstein. Relate it to book characters. Relate it to events that happened in your student's life. I mean, really, so many things can be done. Not only do the characters need to be people, but they can be animals as well. I hope that you have fun with Bloxels, and I'll see you guys later.